I always say this, the more a woman has, the more she thinks she's worth. More education, more problems. More money, more problems. More weight, more problems. I don't listen to a damn thing women have to say about their value. Their value to me is in their beauty, which has to be tied to femininity. You cannot be beautiful, in my opinion, if you're not feminine. And your ability to cooperate, submit, inspire, and generally just get on my program. So a woman that says, I know my worth, automatically did me a favor by Xing her out of even my potential. I don't want to deal with her.
Listen, he's absolutely right. Rest in peace to KS. Listen, y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments of this video. Was he right? Or do you disagree with what he had to say? I think, what he said, rest in peace to him, it makes so much sense. And we all are talking about it years later. We're still, it's all unraveling. What he said and what many others have said has shown itself. We see that women who are educated become more entitled. We see women who have more think that they're better and they become less cooperative. They don't want to work with a man. They want a man to cater to them. It's an entitlement. And we see this happening. This is why so many successful women are single, because they don't want to settle, as they would put it. But they don't realize that it's not them that's settling. It would be the man who would be settling for them, for their attitudes, for their inability to cooperate with the man, because they think that because they're successful and that they've accomplished something, that makes them better. So they are not on the level of most men. They believe that they're above the level of most men. So the only way that they feel a man would be comparable to them is for a man to make more money to them, because they value money. So they can somewhat respect a man who makes more money than they make, because they understand the discipline and what it takes. Well, they believe that they understand what it takes to get there. So they may possibly respect a man in the way of how much money he makes. But at the same time, when it comes to the relationship, they have no qualities or skills relative to what it would take to establish a relationship with any man. And that's the part I think a lot of these women miss out on. Somehow they think that because they're successful and they've made some money, that equates to them being marriage material, or that they're good women. A lot of times these women aren't good women because their attitudes stink. They're uncooperative. They're entitled. They're selfish. They have a lot of the traits that they were raised to have, and they have not changed that. They have not worked on themselves. All they did was focus on their careers. And somehow they think that because their careers are successful, that's going to make their relationships successful. In most cases, it does not, because the type of qualities that these women gain from their educations and from their degrees and their jobs and all of their businesses is not the type of qualifications that are necessary to sustain and maintain long-lasting relationships with a man or anyone. And so they're just now somewhat starting to maybe figure this out, but they're in denial. They're in the denial phase. They don't want to accept it, even though they're hearing men say it. They're hearing everybody say it, but they're in denial. They don't want to accept that is the fact, because they've invested so much into their careers and their education, and they thought that was the end all be all. If I get this education and I build myself up, I get this master's degree, I get this PhD, and I get all of these things, then I'm going to be the top quality woman for any man, that a man would be lucky to have me, not understanding that men of the status that they're looking for do not care about any of that. Those are the exact things that men could care less about. And I think it's a shock to their system, realizing that you worked this hard. But remember, you worked that hard not to build a stable family and marriage with a man. You did that for yourself. That's for you. That has nothing to do with a man whatsoever. It lends no type of anything for what a man is looking for. It's not giving anything that men who who are on the status that y'all would respect, they don't want what you're offering. They're not picking up what you're putting down. And I think that's where a lot of women have been led astray, and they don't understand it. You have to really take that in and understand that, oh my God, I had it all wrong. And now that you're getting the right information, you have to process that. You have to accept it. And it's difficult for women to accept that they've spent the majority of their lives out here pushing, trying to get to the corporate ladder and do all these things, because of course you got to work to take care of yourself, and they put family and relationships on the back burner, playing around, just having fun, running that body count up, and not realizing how the very things that they're working hard towards are the very things that's going to keep them from what they think they want. From the relationship and the marriage, possibly, and all that. The very things that you're focused on, that you've been focused on, that you were taught to be focused on, are the very things that are keeping you from that goal. Because they never told you what men wanted. They never told you. You're not supposed to care about what a man thinks. It's all about you. Do you, boo. Don't worry about what a nigga gotta say, because that's irrelevant. But you want one at some point when you're ready. And those very things you didn't care about are the very things that are going to hinder you from getting what you said you wanted. Men of status, men who have money, men who got it together, these high quality men that y'all looking for, they don't give a damn about your job. They don't give a damn about your business. They don't care about any of those things. They want certain things from a woman. And it's not your money, and it's not your degrees. They could care less about that. They want feminine, cooperative women who want to get on their program. That's what KS said, and it's the truth. Most men want a cooperative, feminine, cooperative woman, a nice woman, a woman who is there for them and supportive of them, not somebody who's like, I got my own, I don't need to. I worked hard for my money. I be damn, I spend it. I ain't contributed nothing to this relationship. You got to bring it all. Like, that's a direct turn off. Men do not want that. It's not so much that if you got a job. Now, there are men who don't care if you got a job, bring something to the table. God damn it. But these entitlements that you work, and just because you work, you mad that you had to work and you tired, and now you want a man to come in and give you this. Y'all got it. That ain't working. That ain't working. Most men don't want that. They don't want no entitled woman with an attitude. They don't want that. And that's why it's difficult for those types of women to get stable relationships, because once men realize that you're that way, they bounce. They out. They don't have to deal with you. And as much as women like to say they don't have to deal with it, well, the men don't have to deal with you either, baby. They can move on. They got money. They got what they need. They don't have to deal with that. And so this is causing a dilemma for a lot of these particular women. So they end up single. They end up hitting the wall, 40, 50 years old. These are the women who are out here with no kids or anything a lot of times. And then they want to go get surrogates and freeze their eggs, because that's your only option. That's all you can do at this point. You can't force a man to be with you. And so, the thing about it is they thought that they had all these options, and they really don't. And then they're so stuck in their ways and so selfish till it's difficult for them to cooperate with the man, because they really stuck on this money thing. They're really stuck on the fact that they make some money, and you can't tell I make money. Oh my God. It's almost like a psychological problem, a mental issue. I make my money. It's mine. Damn it. It's mine. And you can't take it away. It's like they think that a man is coming in to try to compete or take something from them. It's like they have their guards up as if somebody hurt them. And it could be the case. Like some man hurt them or took advantage of them. And now they're stuck on, it's mine. I will not let you come in and take what I work hard for. It's like a problem. So they don't know how to be in a relationship. They don't know how to trust a man. They don't know how to let a man lead, because they think that he's coming to take something from them. And that could be the issue. It could stem from something that they went through, some traumatic issue. And I get that, trust me. But at the same time, it's the mentality, it's the attitudes, like somebody owe you something. You wouldn't want to do half the stuff that you expect him to do. But once again, this is an entitlement. This is what women thought. This is what they were taught. Oh, this men's supposed to do X, Y, Z for you. But what you supposed to do for him? You don't know. You have no clue. And so this is why there's such an issue in the dating market, because men are woke to the foolishness of women. And women and their entitlements, they hate to let it go. They don't know how to let it go. And it's causing them to be by themselves because nobody really wants to deal with no woman like that. And that's why it's a wrap. And that's why it's difficult and why women are complaining about men not approaching and not doing any. They're not doing it. Y'all created the mess. Now y'all gonna have to fix it. But listen, y'all, let me know what y'all think in the comments below. Comment, like, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell to be notified when I upload new content. Y'all chime in. I want to hear what you have to say, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.